Welcome to Happy Wife, Happy Life.
We're your hosts. I'm Kendahl Landreth.
And I'm Jordan Myrick.
And we are two incredibly unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you with all things relationship. And on today's episode, we're going over love tips from celebrities. Kendahl, I scoured the internet while you blow-dried your hair to find the best celebrity love tips the internet had to offer.
This is beautiful. These are just the guests that wouldn't respond to our emails. So we found articles.
Yes, starting with Chip and Joanna Gaines. The number one couple that won't come on this podcast. No, I just was like, wouldn't it be fun if we did an episode? Because, you know, I was looking, I don't even know, what was I doing? I was online doing something, looking at like People magazine or something for some reason. And then you always see those clickbaity articles that are like,
right,
the number one thing Kelsey Ballerini does to keep her love life alive.
Yeah.
And I was like, are these all just the same thing? So then I started looking at a bunch of them, and they are all different, and some of them are generic, but some of them are weird.
Really?
And I would say the more obscure the celebrity, the more bizarre the tip.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I do feel like there's so many. I mean, obviously, when you're walking through Walgreens and you're seeing all of the magazines,
the rags,
they always have these tips for weight loss, these tips for whatever. And I am always like, what? How dare Jennifer Aniston give me a tip? I think it's similar in relationships. I'm like, what relatable tip could you even give anyone?
Yeah, you live on a different planet.
You live on space. So how could you? That would be like if Kate Middleton was like, here are the things I do in my relationship. I'd be like, oh, great. That's like not helpful to any other person.
Yeah, aren't you the queen?
Yeah, no, she's not the queen.
But almost, right?
No, I don't think she'll ever be queen.
What? Really?
I don't think so.
But isn't her husband the king?
Oh, we can't get into this now. I don't think it's how it works.
Wait. But he's gonna die.
Yeah, but she's not
Spoiler
blood.
alert.
She's not blood related. I don't.
No. But then once he dies, her husband becomes the king.
I actually shouldn't have been so.
And the king is married to the queen.
Know. I thought maybe I thought she wouldn't be. I thought next in line would be his son.
But I think that's if he dies,
yeah,
she doesn't become queen if they're not already king and queen.
Yeah, because it's not like the king and the queen are two people who aren't married. They like have to be. Actually, we should just look it up because I actually have no idea.
No,
I was really confident, and then I was like, I don't know.
I think that if Charles, the current king, was still alive and William died, then their son would be next in line to be the king.
I don't know.
But if William becomes king, then she's the queen, right? John, are you Googling this?
Yeah. She does become queen, but she does have the same power as queen.
Because Queen Elizabeth is by blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
What powers does she not have?
It's called the queen consort.
Queen consort.
Don't act like that's what you were. You were not thinking of that. Kendahl was not thinking of that.
Queen consort. All I know is that I don't want dating advice from her.
Absolutely,
it feels absolutely crazy.
And so
I feel even if she is the consort, I don't want any sort of advice from her. And so that's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, Jennifer Aniston, I'm sure. What are her weight loss tips? Like, go to 5 hours of Pilates every day. She is a rockin' bod.
She's an unbelievable bod.
It feels crazy to take advice.
I used to save the sex tips from Cosmopolitan magazines and stuff when I was a child. Sometimes I would like take them home from the doctor's office.
But those aren't from celebrities, right? That's from a Cosmopolitan employee who I trust.
Yes, but you shouldn't trust them because ultimately, as you should know, they're just an adult trying to have a job. So when you have to write, if you've ever written articles for anything, which I have for a long time for many places, you get to a point where you're like, I'll write anything.
Yeah.
You'll be like, are feet really for shoes?
Well, because the amount of articles that you have to write is wild. Like, I've never done it, but when Jordan and I first started dating, that was kind of your main source of income. And you would be like, well, I have 55 articles due today. And I was like, what are they about? And I would look later and it would be like, what to do with mustard when you have a fever? And I was like, this is crazy.
Special uses for pickle juice for your hair. Special uses for pickle juice for your butt. Special, it's like...
Charli D'Amelio, 80 photos.
Yes. It's just like you try to do anything because you just have to have a job. Do you know what I mean? And like people want to read content. I used to write clickbait.
Yeah.
which some of you may or may not know, but I had to write articles that were like, you won't believe what this woman wore to Disney. And then it would just be like 10 women that wore like shirts that had the F word on them to Disney or whatever. But I actually needed a job so bad.
Are these like fake though? Because I feel like they're like, when people say like what do they say? The internet becomes, what do they call it? Like the dead internet, basically, where it's like no one's reading any of this or doing any of this, but it's all just feeding each other.
Maybe.
Because I'm like, some of these articles, I'm like, no hate to you, Jordan. No one was reading that. Who's reading that?
I don't know.
There's no world when someone's reading that. I just don't believe it. But
I did write some really good articles. Like a lot of the articles I wrote for Sporked, I think are actually really good and really helpful.
Well,
I think Sporked is a really good website, actually. Sorry to like toot my own horn, but I think I did a really good job there. But I would save all of the sex tips.
Okay, what was the best one you remember?
I mean, I feel like every single one would always be like, put an ice cube in your vagina. That was like always such a big one. They'd be like, put an ice cube in your vagina.
I've never tried that.
Why would you? What would that do?
People say it's like really feels really good. Maybe the problem is you've never, actually what I should be saying is you've never put an ice cube in my vagina. Because it'd be embarrassing to do it to myself. Like we're like making out and I'm like, give me 1 second.
Can you imagine if we were making out and I was like, give me 1 second? And then I just popped an ice cube up there?
I don't think you put it up there. Right? John? Just kidding.
John, can you Google that? Where do you put an ice cube? Outside of or inside of the vagina?
No, I'm pretty sure it's like on the outside.
I think either.
I don't know.
I feel like Cosmo in like 2004 was like, put an ice cube in your vagina, and then when you have sex with your boyfriend, the tip of his penis will hit the ice cube.
Oh, and it's good for him?
I don't know. I don't think it's good for anyone.
No, I think it's probably fine. I think it's probably feels good, or why would it become? I've heard this.
But that's what I'm saying. You're just throwing stuff at the wall. You haven't heard that.
No, yes, I have. People talk about using an ice cube. That's like a really common thing.
But with the penis hitting the tip.
I don't know anything about penises. I've never touched a penis. I don't know.
That's what I said.
That. Well, guess what?
What?
I was reading this. So I was reading a book last night, and it is seriously, the author should be in a federal prison.
Sure.
And I don't believe in that, but she should be.
Yeah.
The cover of this, Blake, I never asked this, but please insert a photo of the cover of this book. If this book I'm reading, love it so far, it's great. I'm like, it's the exact type of book I like. I'm eating it up. The cover looks like the cover of a Barbie animated film.
Sure.
Like page 5, we learn the main character in this has a clitoris piercing. That is crazy. This is a book that I feel like you could buy at the book fair. It looks like a book you could get, I would buy for my 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She has a clit piercing in it. So it's led me down this rabbit hole of like, what is that? Because to me, immediately, I'm like, oh my God, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Getting your clit pierced, I can't even imagine. But people say it like is a whole new experience in sex if you have your clitoris pierced.
I'm just skeptical. As someone who has a lot of piercings, I'm just like, I think there's a lot of things you could do that would do something in life.
Sure. We're getting deep today, guys.
Yeah. but do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure like there's a lot of things that you could do that maybe you would find out they would have some kind of weird, bone chilling result. And I'm just like, but do we need them? Like,
well, I don't know if I could get a bone chilling. If someone said, oh, your orgasms after this will be bone chilling. I don't even know what that means, but I might be a little interested. I also know from when I cut my clitoris with a razor, you know what I'm talking about? When I cut my clitoris with a razor by accident.
When was this?
A while ago. Anyways, we panicked because why are you looking at me like that?
Are you thinking of me?
I was trying to be cool. I didn't want to say that you did it, but I wanted to tell this story.
That's crazy.
No, it's not. I didn't want to like out that you cut yourself on the clitoris. That feels like way personal.
So you said you did it?
Yeah, I just wanted to tell the story, but I was just going to say that I did it. It's embarrassing for me.
That's so crazy. First of all...
Well, now this is not my fault. You said it.
Because I was like, when are you talking about?
You
I
have no decorum.
misremembering.
Just assume that I was being really sweet. I didn't want to like out you. That feels so personal to share.
You didn't think that would be so confusing for me?
No, I really didn't. I thought you would immediately be like, oh, she's so sweet. She's telling the story. I thought I was going to like get some later.
I guess in a dream world, the story wouldn't be told necessarily. I don't think necessarily
it's relevant to what we were talking about.
Tell the story.
So I cut my clitoris with a razor when I was trying using one of those like stripper, what do they call it? They're like...
Stripper?
Let me take it back.
What are you saying?
They like advertise them. Okay, don't take it back. I can say this. It was like one of those razors that they advertise them on TikTok being like, strippers use these razors. That's how good they are, like for your bikini line.
I don't know about that. I got the recommendation from Lauren and Alyssa, who've been on the podcast, and they were like, this is a great electric razor if
So
you
I
need
used
one.
it.
So Kendahl used it.
And I actually cut my clitoris. So that
Which
I'm
you're not
screaming-
supposed to be able to do.
I'm screaming, Jordan, help me. Help me. And at first we both panicked because we're like, wait, this has to be really bad. Like that's like something you're not supposed to cut with a razor for sure. But then the more I looked it up, there was a Reddit thread called Help Me, I Cut My Clit with a Razor. Which Reddit is always so comforting when something really bad happens to you medically because people really give you the true, like, it's okay. Everything's okay. And someone said on there, you really don't need to worry because you have to remember you give birth out of your vagina. So like anything that happens to your vagina is like, it can be healed so much faster than any other part of your body, which made me think, related to the clitoris piercing, maybe that would be like the only piercing that would be, because most piercings, I feel like they get infected and they're just always infected. But I'm like, a clitoris piercing feels like, oh, it would heal super fast and it'd be just fine. Am I in trouble?
Is that all you wanted to say?
Am I in trouble because I brought up the thing?
Is that all you wanted to say?
Am I in trouble, honestly? Am I?
You're unbelievable. You're absolutely unbelievable. I wish I could sue you, but we have the same money. All right.
So-
Let's get into celebrity love tips so they can try to fix what's gone wrong with us. And I never want to hear anyone in the comments ever again talking about how I'm bad to Kendahl, okay?
I don't understand. I told the story as if it was from my perspective. I don't understand how that's bad.
It's really giving Karen from Mean Girls when she's like, I'm sorry that when you had diarrhea at Barnes & Noble, I told everyone about it, and I'm sorry that I'm bringing it up again now.
How
That's what this is
that
giving.
the same? Because because I wasn't going to say that you did it. I'm sorry. We can cut it out if you want. We can cut it out.
Don't say cut.
Don't.
Don't say cut. It's too triggering for me.
Okay, let's get into these celebrity tips.
Great idea, Kendahl. The first one is from Chip and Joanna Gaines. Do you know Chip and Joanna? This is going to be the biggest problem of this episode. Kendahl does not know who any famous people are. Chip and Joanna Gaines are the couple that renovate houses in Texas. They own that like Magnolia Homes or whatever.
Yes.
They were the first people to come up. They're very famous for being married. Their tip was to People magazine. They think that a strong relationship is all about a, quote, willingness to try new things as a couple, which has helped foster or even made a stronger connection between them. Quote, what we've realized in 22 years of marriage is we still feel like newbies. Anytime you unlock a new thing and you do it together, it only grows your relationship. Most recently, that new thing was dance lessons. Quote, I hired this couple. They came to our office and taught us to dance.
Well, okay.
Hot or not?
I agree with it. I don't know if I think that's like the thing that keeps a couple together. Now, they've been married longer than I have. So, maybe I shouldn't be speaking to the masters. But
Sure.
I do feel like that is an important thing. But I don't necessarily feel like if you and I like tried ziplining together, I would be like, that just helped our relationship so much.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's really interesting that they had a couple come to their office to teach them how to dance.
Well, I guess they're famous.
So
They probably don't want to take like a class with a bunch of people.
why couldn't they go to a dance studio though?
I don't really know.
Or
That
like in
feels
their
weird.
massive house. It feels so funny to have someone come to your work. I also imagine like their employees just like behind them like packing boxes or whatever while some other couple is teaching them how to dance.
Yeah, we've never taken a dance class together. I mean, we've taken like Zumba classes,
We've taken a lot of dance classes together.
but like those types of classes. I'm like, we should take like a ballroom dancing class.
Yeah, I feel like typically those kind of classes are more targeted at heterosexual couples.
I agree. Yeah.
Until JoJo Siwa went on Dancing with the Stars and changed everything. Did you hear that people think she's pregnant?
I did hear that this morning.
Do you think she's pregnant?
No, but
Let's do a temperature check. Do you think she's pregnant?
No. The
right.
craziest part of all of it is I did see a clip of her being like, so it used to be famous that she was going to name her 3 triplets, Teddy, Freddie, and Eddie.
You guys remember this?
Which is
she got
literally
like
the cast of Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I don't
she
even know
got
what
like
that
a
is.
fake tattoo of their names.
Yeah.
And then told everyone it was real. This was like on national television.
But so she that was her thing, is that's what she was gonna name her kids, and everyone was like, there's so many things about that are weird. How can you ensure you're gonna have triplets? Why are their names so ugly? And why? So now she, in a recent interview, was like, I'm so embarrassed by that. That was so embarrassing. And she says, they're like, well, what would you name your kid now? And she says, like, she's about to say something normal. Like, I was prepared for her to be like, Alexandra. And I was like, oh, a normal name. She says she would name her kid Silver. I said, just keep Ed, and Eddie then. That's way worse. Silver, that's what you name a horse.
Whatever.
The Kentucky Derby.
Her son's name is going to be Chris Jr.
I don't think she's pregnant because I looked it up this morning and I don't know where people are getting this information. All I see is like I see hundreds of videos of people reacting to it.
I hate that when you like hear some news and then all you can find are videos reacting to the news, but you can't find the news anywhere.
I think it's real because there were so many of them. But at the same time, I'm like, where do people get this information? And then there's this video, the video that I think started the conversation around it was this video of her making like a candy charcuterie board for her boyfriend. It's actually kind of a sweet video.
Sure.
But he keeps rubbing her stomach in it, but like not in a pregnant way. Like just like he's rubbing her stomach. I think sometimes women's boyfriends have like never touched them before. Because he seems like he's acting just kind of normally sweet. And they're like, he definitely has his sperm inside of her.
So you love the two of them together?
No, I think...
So you're obsessed with them as a couple?
I don't care. My interest in JoJo Siwa has waned to the point of just like absolutely... I just am like waiting for her documentary to come out. Like once that comes out, maybe I'll show interest again. Once she's like, wait, my life has been so insane and I am so stunted and my mom is a manipulative, insane person, then I'll be like, okay. But I think to me, Chris is giving social climber. Like I think he's just like,
sure.
I'm sure they seem to really like each other and that's really sweet. And I am kind of like, I don't care that she's dating a man. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know why I'm setting myself up to get in trouble.
Why would you get yourself in trouble? Who cares?
Well, like I shouldn't, people...
She's already said no to coming on the podcast 800 times, so I guess we don't have to worry about it.
Well, it's bad on my part. I've said so many mean things about her on the internet. Good Lord. Why does yours not do this? Mine only does this.
Karma. Karma's a bitch.
I've seen her live and it was formative for me. I loved her live. I thought she did an incredible job, and I was I'm a fan of her in a lot of ways.
She's quite a performer.
She's a performer. But I feel for her. I feel for her very deeply. I think her life is absolutely one in which you can never know yourself. Knowing whether I'm like, yes, clearly she's gay because clearly she is in the LGBTQ plus community because she's been with women and has clearly been attracted to women. So it's not that I think she's confused, but I'm like, to know who you are, there's no world in which she's able to know anything about herself given what she's grown up doing. The fact that on Big Brother, she said I don't remember, I'm not quoting her perfectly, but she basically said it was the most relaxed she's felt in so long because it felt like she wasn't on camera and she was able to like be herself. When
on Big Brother.
Need I remind you what Big Brother is, which is where they film you 24/7 for a reality show? It tells me everything I need to know. And I just feel for her. So I think it's like unfortunate because I think then when you're gay, people are so hard on you. And of course, at every move, people are like, see, I knew she wasn't gay. She was just confused. And then it like, that sucks. But I just think generally like, she's dating a guy that probably likes her, but is also kind of shitty and cares about his career because, like, that's who she's going to date. Like, who else is she going to date? A humble farmer? No.
Maybe he's perfect. Who knows? We don't know. And the only way to set this record straight is, JoJo, for you to come on the podcast.
True.
One final swing. Okay, Barbara Streisand and James Brolin said, the best investment we've ever made is our mattress. We're both lazy. We love to sleep late. We do a lot of our work on the phone, on paper, reading right next to each other.
I agree. And I will tell you, what do we say almost every night we get in bedroom?
Oh, I love our bed.
Oh, our mattress is so nice. We have the nicest fucking mattress, and we are snobs. I think we're really go with the flow when it comes to travel. Like,
we're humble.
We're really humble. Like we're in coach still, you guys. It's devastating. We really are. When it comes to a mattress, we turn into true divas. I have been at friends' houses. I'm staying with a friend who's opened their home to me, and I've been like, I can't sleep on your mattress. It's too painful.
Yeah.
And these are mattresses that are absolutely fine. We will not do a queen bed. We will not do a queen bed anymore.
We can't do it. We have a king bed now, and it's too luxurious.
We can't. We have a Casper mattress that was sent to us by Casper.
Thank you, Casper.
Thank you, Casper. And our dog has a Casper mattress because
Thank you,
we love our Casper mattress so much. And this really sounds like it's sponsored, but I'm sure there are many mattress companies that have come from with mattresses, but it really is. I think having a good mattress is a check-in every night. It's like a moment of gratitude. You get in your mattress and you go, what a nice life we have. And I don't care how bad your life is. If you end it on a good mattress every day, you're going to feel gratitude of some sort.
And you have to have enough room in your bed, and you have to be getting good sleep, because if you're not, that ruins every aspect of your life, which obviously negatively affects your relationship.
So I agree. Although I can't even begin to know how expensive their mattress was. I don't know how expensive ours was, but when I worked at a gym, I remember a woman coming in, and I worked at a luxury personal training gym. So everyone there, and this was in New York City, so people were old money. Lots of just insane amounts of money that you can't even imagine. And I remember one day the girl being like, I just had my mattress delivered. And I was like, oh, cool. What type of mattress? And she told me the name of it. I looked it up. It was a $75,000 mattress, which I don't think
75,000, not 100.
$75,000 mattress. I'm telling you, I could not believe what I was seeing. And I can't even believe they dare to put the perks of the mattress on the website, because they're trying to make it seem like this is why this is worth this much. But if I remember correctly, people come every 3 months to flip your mattress.
Wow.
As if that, okay, well, you could have a TaskRabbit come do that, but also that's like not that hard to do. But it is a $75,000 mattress. I can't imagine what that feels like. So maybe I don't want to give my opinions on that, but I don't think you necessarily need that. I feel like our Casper mattress is perfect.
I think our Casper mattress is great. How much do you think Barbara Streisand's mattress is?
I bet it is something like that. I think she seems like the exact person who would get a $75,000 mattress. I'm going to guess $48,000.
$48,000? I don't think so. I think she has like a $5,000 mattress.
For some reason, I thought you had it pulled up, like that you could figure out.
I'm on FaceTime with her.
I was guessing like you had the answer.
No, I'm so sorry. We'll never know unless Barbara comes on the podcast.
You think she has a cheap mattress?
I don't think she has a cheap mattress. I think she has an expensive mattress, but I think normal expensive. I think she's like a woman of the people.
Oh God, I don't think so. I think that I could see walking into her house and her being like, have you seen my mattress? It's a 70. I think I've always pictured, and I might be totally wrong.
You love to picture her.
I love to picture her. And she's one of those celebrities. I feel the same way about like Elton John. I picture if you go to their house, they do not speak to you, they speak at you, and they ask not a single question of you. They just monologue until you leave their house.
And that would be an honor from Barbara Streisand or Elton John, honestly.
It would be. I would do, and they've earned it. Like, they're people where you're like, oh, once you get to a certain level of famous, it's like you're so famous that you don't need that type of attention, because you're like, I'm so famous. Like, I feel like if you go to Meryl Streep's house, it's probably pretty normal. But then there are certain celebrities where I'm like, they know how famous they are, they need this, and they need you to remember, even though you obviously know you're in Elton John's house. And I've actually heard that Elton John is like that. And I believe it.
Okay.
And he earned it. Go ahead.
I love Elton John.
Would you wash your hands without water? To be honest, I don't think that you would. Then why would you wipe your butt without Good Wipes? Grab Good Wipes to make sure you're actually getting clean down there. They're naturally scented, hypoallergenic, created for sensitive skin, and actually flushable. They're made with plant-based fibers, so they'll break down easily without destroying your plumbing. If you ever spend any time in Jordan and I's bathroom, which unfortunately I don't think that you will, but if you did, you would see that we are huge fans of Good Wipes. We have them everywhere because they are absolutely incredible and make you feel so clean. God, they're available in so many different scents. They have rosewater, lavender, and their brand new Botanical Bliss. Try them all and find your favorite. If you want to upgrade your restroom ritual, you can grab Good Wipes at Walmart, Kroger, and honestly, most local grocery stores. Just head to the toilet paper aisle and look for the bright, agua, rose, and emerald packages. They're also available on Amazon if you're more of an online shopper. Support the show and try out Good Wipes, available at most local grocery stores and on Amazon.
Okay, this is from Hannah Brown from The Bachelor / The Bachelorette, and the guy that she's marrying.
What are your thoughts on her?
I don't care about her at all.
Okay, I like her.
You like her?
Was that wrong?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't care about her. I'll just say what you said.
I don't think you like her. She's done weird stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, she did do, I know I'm not like, I believe in her as a person, but on The Bachelorette, I mean, specifically. Before, I know now she's had like stuff maybe that she's done wrong, but I mean, when I watched The Bachelorette as it came out, I found her to be a fun Bachelorette.
Oh, I thought she was fine. I think my problem, I kind of almost like the girls that are more like quote unquote normal on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I really hate the energy of someone being like, I'm not like the other girls. I'm different. I'm I'm the kooky slut or whatever. Or like, I'm a farm girl. I'm not like the other girls. I'm like, well, you are like the other girls because you're all on The Bachelor. So you're all the same. Like, not in a rude way, but just in like why are you trying to act like you're better than everybody else? That always like, and it's giving like Senorita Awesome or whatever.
And what's wrong with that?
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I
Does everyone know Senorita Awesome?
Of course.
It's what's her name? Debbie Ryan from a movie.
Debbie Ryan is Senorita Awesome?
Is it not?
No, it's not Debbie Ryan. Debbie Ryan is giving Senorita Awesome, but Senorita Awesome is not Debbie Ryan.
Oh, Senorita Awesome, I guess, is from Scream Queens? I didn't know that. Oh, yes, it's this girl from Scream Queens. I remember this, the Ryan Murphy show.
But I think Debbie Ryan is quintessential Senorita Awesome.
Yes, and if you're not familiar with Senorita Awesome, this is from Scream Queens, and it's basically a girl trying to be like, I'm not other girls, and she's wearing a paperboy cap. And she goes into a coffee shop and she orders and she goes, pumpkin spice latte, please. I want it freezing though. And then the barista laughs and she goes, actually, I just want a regular coffee. Those white girl pumpkin spice lattes annoy me. And he goes, haha, I'm in love. And he says name and she goes, Senorita Awesome. It's basically just supposed to be like peak millennial cringe, essentially.
Yeah.
That is what a lot of the girls who try to be different on The Bachelor give to me.
You know what?
No.
This is why I disagree. I have to find some way I disagree. I think the similarities between Senorita Awesome, Debbie Ryan, and Hannah from The Bachelor is that Debbie Ryan could not change if she tried. Like, I think all she's been bullied, I hesitate to say bullied because she's a celebrity, but she has been just made fun of her whole
She's
career
perpetually
for how
memed.
cringy she is.
Yeah, we'd love to get her on the pod. Debbie, if you're listening.
I love her.
Kendall's a huge fan.
How many times a week do I ask if we can watch Radio Rebel?
You love her.
And how many times have you seen it? Never.
Never.
We got to watch it. I love her because I think she is truly doing it's why I love Scarlett Johansson. You've heard this enough this week, I know. We saw Jurassic
I don't really
World.
agree with what you're saying about Scarlett Johansson.
All right. Well, I love Scarlett. What I say about Scarlett Johansson, I love Scarlett Johansson. And what I think is so charming about her is that she is so hot and her acting and personality is not matching up with hot woman.
I don't agree with that at all.
I think she's
she
very
seems
hot.
like the most normal hot woman.
But no, the way she says lines is giving she's a great actor. So I'm not saying she says them in a cringy way, but she does this kind of yeah, okay, well, and in a good acting way, but she does kind of Senorita Awesome in the best way that an actor could, but she's so hot. That's what I find charming about her. I think Debbie Ryan could not change if she tried. She's not trying to be different. She is different. And so she gets made fun of for it. And that's kind of how I feel about Hannah, where I'm like, I think Hannah Brown's season was so big because she was so good. And she was different than the other girls. So then after that, they kept trying to be let's make the Bachelorette kind of quirky. And that's when they had Gabby Wendy and they had the girl, what's her name? Who on her season when she was trying to date the Bachelor, she brought a vibrator in and kept poking people with it.
Right.
And then they were let's make her the Bachelorette. And everyone was like, what? But she was similar. And I have no problem with either of these girls, but they were very much giving I'm different. I think Hannah Brown was more authentically different.
All right. Well, let's agree to disagree.
Awesome.
I think she seems fine. She's very much not my type of person.
Right.
And I think what I'm about to say will give you some insight. So she's marrying this guy named Adam Woolard. No clue what he does. He's probably a country singer or a real estate agent, if I had to guess. The couple previously lived together, quote, for a long time, and then they opted to live separately after buying a house a few months ago. Quote, we were like, you know what? We only have a few more months before our wedding. This could be a really good time for us to have this moment where this is our married house together. Brown has been living in the house and Woolard has remained in the apartment. They will settle into their new house as husband and wife after they've tied the knot. She said the separate living situation has meant that their time together is, quote, so much sweeter and special. We have seen each other every day and it made us spend the time that we have together with true intention. This is giving Christian nonsense to me. It also is giving kind of only can do this if you're rich. He lives in the apartment and she lives in the home. It's okay,
I feel
what?
kind of what advice is this? This is so weird to me because I'm I could see where it would have special moments, but I think the amount of special moments you would get out of it to counteract the fact that you've had to fully upend your life and move into separate places is not worth it. And if you need that much stuff to make your time before you get married special, that feels wild to me.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of giving what Christian couples do sometimes, where they try to kind of like pull the wool over God's eyes. You know what I mean? Where they're like, oh, we're not seeing each other before the wedding.
Oh, you think they're trying to be like, we're living separately like good Christians?
That's my guess. That's what it kind of feels like to me. And there was a lot of stuff in this article that was, I think, on People about how like they could spend a lot of time focusing on God and whatever. And I'm like, sorry, but like, you're not a virgin, so just like be chill. Like, why are you
famously
acting?
she had sex 3 times in a windmill.
Exactly, on a windmill. On
You
a
always
windmill.
make fun of me. Always say it.
No, you just say it like you're very Italian.
Windmill.
On a windmill.
I also say what do they call it? The windowsill. Windowsill.
Yeah.
I used to say window seal.
Windowsill. A windowsill. Yeah, you just sound very Italian. I'm just like, the amount of time that a lot of Christians spend trying to trick God is shocking to me. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. And how do you need? That's a lot. If you need to do all that to get close to God, that feels kind of wild. Like, I'm not religious, but I feel like if I was like, I need to get closer to God, I would literally just be like, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to sit by myself in a room.
100%. I need to go look at a mountain, right? That feels Christian to
I
me.
mean, maybe not even. I'm just like, isn't it just like your relationship with, like, why do you need to live apart so that when you get together, you feel intentionally like you can plan to like read the Bible together? I don't really understand. It just feels kind of like, and also once again, like, who's this advice for? Because it is just like, I get the only way this makes sense is the fact that neither of them really have jobs.
Yeah.
And I hesitate to say that because, look, I think influencers do have jobs. I mean, that's what we do for a living and we do work. But there are some people on The Bachelor where I say this actually is not a job.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'll tell you. If you have a house and an apartment, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So we're not taking that advice. Sorry, Hannah Brown, but we'd love to have you on the show. This comes from one of our favorite couples, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban.
Oh, yeah, that's a great couple.
A fantastic couple that seems to have such a vibrant relationship. My aunt told me she went to see Keith Urban in concert, and he just pulled out his phone and called Nicole Kidman while he was on stage. And he was like, I say goodnight to my wife, Nikki. And I thought that was so cute.
What advice are they going to give us? Because to me, they see each other once a year.
And that's how it works.
It feels like when I've heard many people do this where they're flight attendants and they're like, we have the best marriage. We see each other every month in Greece. And I'm like, yeah, I bet your marriage is awesome. You like never see each other and then you meet up in like these crazy places. That to me is what Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban do.
No, I think that they're in it to win, and I think they're never going to break up. And if they break up, I'll break up with you. That's what I'll say.
All right, well, that feels unnecessary.
They said, I think it's knowing that you have to keep contributing to what we call the us. You go, does this work for us? When we make an us, it's yours together.
Yeah.
It's what you create.
I love that.
I think that's beautiful.
I think we do that kind of.
Absolutely.
I would say we do that.
I think it's such a helpful way to move through arguments.
Yeah, it's hard.
How do we solve this for us? How do we solve this together? How do we solve this as a couple? How do we like make this better for our relationship rather than making an argument like me versus you?
Yeah.
I think it makes you a much more thoughtful partner. And I think it's so romantic to think about the us, you know?
I
like,
agree.
oh, the us, we like built it together. It's our thing.
Well, I also think like, I don't know, us got a bad rap, I feel like in the last 10 years, because not me and you, but the word us in a relationship, thinking of yourself as like a cohesive unit, I do think got some bad PR because I think people started to be like, it was very in to be like, you're in a relationship, but you both are completely individual and have nothing to do with one another. And the only connection is the fact that you come together to enjoy yourselves and be better. And I'm like, yes, I think that comes from a place of like, there's a lot of people who lose themselves in relationships. There's a lot of people who get in relationships and lose all their friends, and that's all bad.
But it's giving that like you don't owe anyone anything.
Yes.
Where it was like popular like maybe 5 to 10 years ago, where it would be like, remember, like take time for yourself. You don't owe anyone anything. And now like no one has friends or knows how to have a conversation.
Right.
And people are like, why don't I have community? And it's like, well, because you felt like you quote didn't owe anyone anything, and people would be like, how are you? And you would be like, I don't have the emotional labor to speak to you right now. And then no one wanted to be around you.
Yeah. And so I think like in relationships I think we need to get back to remembering like, if you want that. I think there's also like, if you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, then okay, that's fine. This advice is not for you. I don't know why you'd be reading this article, but I am like, if you're in a monogamous relationship, I think remembering that it's like the two of you priority, pushing through life, solving problems together. Because I just don't think it's sustainable to be like, we're two individuals who completely think for ourselves and never let the other person's opinion affect. And I think there are some couples who really believe in that they're like,
Sure.
How dare you tell me that you want, because me not doing something because it makes you, if you were like, I'd be more comfortable if we did this, or like with our finances, I want to do that. I think people get really quick now to be like, that's controlling, that's controlling, that's controlling. And it's like, sometimes, yeah, but also you still have to be able to communicate your wants and needs as a couple without it being controlling.
Yeah. My boss just texted me, is Kendahl related to a Melissa?
I don't know. Why?
I don't know.
Melissa? I don't think so.
Okay. On with the episode. Just curious. Next up, we have a love tip from my mortal enemy, Ree Drummond, and her husband, Ladd.
Who's that?
Ladd. That's her husband's name, Ladd.
I've never heard of either of these people.
If you're like, who are these people? Ree Drummond is the pioneer woman. So if you grew up as like a gay little Food Network kid like I did, you know her and you hate
She's kind
her.
of dead in the eyes?
She is dead in the eyes. No one deserves what they have less than her.
Sure.
I hate her. I absolutely hate her. Allegedly, I have heard that her family owns a bunch of the Osage land that Killers of the Flower Moon, that movie is about, and the Osage people I think they're in Arkansas. A lot of that land, Ree Drummond's husband's family owns. And they are not Native American, if you can believe it. Allegedly. All of this is alleged. She could sue me up and down.
She's allegedly not Native American. It's so funny.
But that's something I know about them. Yeah, her whole thing is like, I'm a city girl and I married a farmer. She acts like she married some like man who owns 2 goats.
Yeah.
Her family owns like
allegedly
like hundreds of thousands of acres of what was once native land. Yeah. He's not like a quaint farmer as she makes it seem. I hate her. I think her recipes are bad. I think she has no personality.
But their marriage is perfect.
But their marriage is unbelievable. I mean, hey, they're still married. Wait, I want to look up this man. Ladd, Ladd, is one of the worst names I've ever heard.
Is it Irish? It feels very Irish. Maybe I'm just thinking of...
I don't know. It has to be like his nickname. He owns 433,000 acres in Oklahoma.
That is insane.
It's, to me, giving ballerina farm.
I was just gonna say,
do you know what I mean? Where they're kind of like our quaint and simple life. I'm like, you're what, like a multi-million-dollar cattle farm, like cattle rancher?
Right. Well, I literally was gonna say, I was like, this is very reminiscent of ballerina farms.
Sorry. This Vanity Fair article says the strange but true story of the pioneer woman's link to Killers of the Flower Moon. Ree Drummond's family hasn't been directly implicated in the reign of terror depicted in Martin Scorsese's new movie, but their present-day dynasty has an unmistakable connection to that years-long killing spree.
Good God.
So go read this Vanity Fair article, whatever. I hate the pioneer woman. I just had to like double, triple down on that. I remember being a child and seeing her show and being like...
What's her name?
Ree, R-E-E. Drummond.
Why do neither of these people have names that exist?
I don't know.
They're not names.
I don't know.
Ree is not a name.
I don't know. I hate.
And I never say that, but because anything can be a name, but that's not a name. That's like a beginning of a. That's not a word or a name.
You almost said that's an abortion, is what it sounded like.
That's an abortion.
And I agree with that. Okay, but they do have a love tip that we agree with.
What?
We don't go to sleep in each other's arms. We like our space, but we always touch our feet. I know that if our feet touch before we go to sleep at night, we're not going to bed upset or angry. If we've had a little disagreement, as long as our feet touch, it's all good.
Well, that's really funny. That is like us. Although I will say I am really struggling.
No, please don't ruin this.
I'm really struggling with. So Jordan loves to grasshopper. Have we heard? Are you comfortable talking about this?
Fine. Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
yeah. Thank you for checking in about that.
I love to grasshopper my feet. Just kidding.
This here.
Yeah, Jordan does it. It's very common. Like, just boop 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 boop. And if you're not watching, we
just
were rubbing our feet together. But Jordan loves to do that. That makes me so stressed out. I don't know why. I think I just like cannot. It's not that I don't like it, but there's no world where I could fall asleep with that because I would be like, I'm too distracted by the fact that our feet are rubbing up against each other.
I've been better about that. I've stopped doing it, but we do like our feet to touch. We do like our feet to touch.
We love that. That's my favorite way to fall asleep. And we very much like cuddle, and then we're like, okay, good night. And I can only sleep in a very specific mountain climber position. I know it's not the most ideal way for your sleep, but that's how I have to sleep. Facing away from Jordan. So we do sleep. That's how we sleep.
We both sleep in the mountain climber position, faced away from each other with our feet touching. Kind of makes a heart when you think about it.
That's beautiful. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Part of me was like, maybe we should switch sides of the bed because then we would be facing each other. But I guess it's not really necessary.
I don't know.
I love sleeping next to the mirror because sometimes when I'm falling asleep, I look at myself and I think, God,
You're so
cute.
sick.
Seriously, I do.
You're mentally ill.
I do sometimes when I'm laying there, look at myself in the mirror and like, I look like a little Victorian baby.
I love that about you.
Anyways, but I feel bad because I also have been reading about why like people who grasshopper, it feels very good for them and it's very calming. So then I've been trying more to like push through you doing it because I'm like, well, I really want you to feel like comforted and calm. But at the same time, I absolutely can't sleep with you rubbing up on my feet.
Okay. All right.
So I feel bad. So I'm kind of in a place right now where I'm figuring that out. But we love linking our feet together.
Yeah, we love it.
That's really relaxing.
One way that I am like Drummond, and the only way. Okay, we got a few more that I would love to get through.
Let's hear it.
Snoop Dogg and his wife Shanti, they've been married for like 27 years.
Okay.
He says, find out what your companion loves the most and concentrate on doing it the most. That's real love.
Interesting.
I think that's so nice.
But like in what way? Like what would be an example?
I think it's just like, I know that you love to be babied.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of baby you.
Okay.
Like you really like to be like taken care of.
Yeah.
So I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
I think I feel very stressed a lot and very easily. So you really focus on trying to take stressors off my plate.
Yeah.
Like you find out exactly what your partner needs and then really focus on that.
Yeah, because also things that would stress you out wouldn't stress me out. So I know like what specifically I can get done around the house that's going to make you be like, oh, I can breathe a little bit.
Yes.
But that made me think like more things you like doing. Like that to me would read as like you need to ride horses more because I like riding horses.
But I pay for you to ride horses and I go and watch you ride horses.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think I double down on it.
I agree.
That's what I will say.
I think that's very sweet. I love that.
I agree. Julia Roberts and her husband say 2 bathroom sinks.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I can speak on this as a lesbian. I don't necessarily think that's necessary for a lesbian.
I disagree.
But I think here's what I think is that I think with men, you've got a whole other array of products. So I think sometimes it can feel like we use a lot of the same products.
Yeah, but we're like two in each other's way. Like we're not fancy enough yet to have 2 bathroom sinks, but I hope one day we'll be there because I do think it would enhance our love.
It would enhance it, but I wouldn't say that's the key to a happy marriage I would say 2 comforters is the key to a happy marriage, and we do that. We have 2 comforters.
Yeah, the Danish method, we've told you about this.
And we can't live without it. But 2 sinks, I'm like, I could take it or leave it. But I think if I had a man who was shaving every morning in my sink, I would lose my mind.
Sure, that's fair. Wendy McClendon-Covey, who we love, one of our favorite actresses, she says her tip is not celebrating Valentine's Day. She says, listen, I've been married for 25 years, and here we are 25 years later not celebrating Valentine's Day, which is key to a lasting marriage. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day because what's the point? Every day is pretty good,
We've said the same thing.
And we say this exact same thing. Why do you just celebrate Valentine's Day when you have such a great relationship all the time?
We celebrate it for fun, but we've had years where we've been like working. Like we were in Chicago a couple years for Valentine's Day. We didn't really celebrate Valentine's Day because we were busy and like none of us thought about it. My birthday's coming up and Jordan keeps being like, what do you want to do for your birthday? What do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm just like, I literally don't need anything for my birthday. Like No, we're doing stuff. I know you're still going to plan stuff, but because you've told me that we're going to go see, I'm just so excited. We're going to see Jurassic World Park live. What is it? It's like a live orchestra.
Yeah, they're doing Jurassic Park at the Hollywood Bowl with a live orchestra. LA Philharmonic is playing excited. The score.
So we are doing stuff. So I'm very lucky. But even if that wasn't happening, you'd already planned that. But even if it wasn't happening, I'm just like, I don't need anything. Like I feel like every single day we get to do fun stuff and we have such a nice life and I feel celebrated. So I'm like, when it comes to my birthday, but I think a lot of people, it's like they're holding so many feelings of not feeling celebrated in their body all year. And then so their birthday feels kind of like everyone better show up for me because I need to feel like I am worth something. And I'm very lucky that I feel like I feel that year round, which is something I think everyone should strive for.
Yeah, I think that's
and
a
so it
huge
just feels kind of
privilege.
silly. It feels very like, sure, okay, we can celebrate my birthday, but I feel like we have the same thing about all holidays.
Yeah, I think it's like very privileged to feel that way, but at the same time, I think it's nice to have something to strive for. Have friends that make you feel like you don't need to have like a big blowout on your birthday, whether or not you do, because you feel like every day you're celebrating. Have a partner that makes you feel like you don't need to celebrate Valentine's Day because every day you're celebrating. I think that has really changed my life. And also taking like the intensity off specific days just, I don't know, helps you enjoy the days more in general.
Well, because these are I think also, even if you feel like, if you're the partner whose partner takes Valentine's Day very seriously, and once again, if your partner loves Valentine's Day, okay, celebrate it big. But you know the difference between someone liking Valentine's Day and feeling like Valentine's Day is a test for you. Like, okay, it's Valentine's Day, so if I don't show up perfectly, my wife is going to lose her mind at me and I can't enjoy Valentine's Day and it's stressful and it gives me all this anxiety. That is like not good.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've talked about this because of the ultimatum. If you've watched the Crowell ultimatum, there's a girl, Marita, on there who, her whole thing is like, why won't my partner just buy me flowers? And it is comical. The partner is just like, no. Which does feel crazy. Like up front, you're like, whoa, why would you not just do that one thing? But, and this is not a comment on their relationship because I don't know enough about it, but what I would say is that sometimes it can feel like, but because the flowers are, it doesn't mean anything. I could get her flowers, but then she's going to find something else that if I just did this one thing, then that would be good. If I just did this one thing, if we just held hands more in public, I'd be happy. And then you do that and then she finds something else.
Yeah.
And I think it can just be such a slippery slope. I just think that, yeah, on Valentine's Day, finding someone that feels like they, if you do feel like you're appreciating them year round, they're not using Valentine's Day as like a weapon to make you feel like you have to show up in a way that feels insane.
I agree. Michael J. Fox and his wife, Tracy Pollan, have been together for a really long time. And she says that the best thing that you can do is, quote, just give each other the benefit of the doubt. He assumes I'm doing the best I can. And I think
Really
that's
good advice.
great advice, especially like they've been through so much with him being sick. And I think it's just like such good advice. You love your partner loves you. Just assume that they're doing the best they can and have conversations with them through that lens. I think we've shifted to that during arguments of being like, I know you didn't mean it like this, but this is how it made me feel.
Well, because
And
so much of the arguments would be me trying to be like, but I'm not the type of person, like you thought I said that, but I'm not the type of person who would say that. So like, I need you to understand that's not who I am. And it's like going into arguments more being like, yeah, I know that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not about
I don't think that
proving
you're
to
a
me
bad
that,
person that's trying to hurt my feelings, but ultimately you did something that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that that's just a mistake, but I want to talk about it so you don't do it again.
Well, but I think what is hard about that is that some people are simply not doing their best.
Well,
And
I think that points to like what kind of partner
agree.
you should
I think
have.
you
is
need- oh, sorry. Go
No. You got to try to find a partner who you feel like is doing their best.
Because I think with you and I, you know, we both work really hard. We both work hard. We both take care of ourselves. We both have big goals.
Play hard.
We play hard. But we've always been like that. And so that was something that was attractive to you and I. There are people that I'm like, I see in relationships that I'm like, I could not be in this relationship because I would constantly be making you feel bad because I would be like, you need to simply work harder and you're not trying at what seems like anything. And honestly, I'll call it my generation. I feel like a lot of Gen Z can be like that, where I'm just like, you're not working hard enough. Now, and not in work. I mean, I don't think you need to be like a career woman, but like you're miserable and you will not put in effort to make yourself unmiserable.
Sure.
Very complicated. Obviously, that's a whole can of worms. But I think finding a partner that you can live that philosophy with is really important.
I agree.
Because I can be like, yeah, I can always give you the benefit of the doubt, but some people you can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. The last one, Judith Light says it's to be in a long distance relationship. Her and her husband have been married forever, and she said, it's been the best. I highly recommend it. He loves California, and I would never ask him to leave there, and he would never ask me to leave here. She lives in New York. She's like a famous longtime New Yorker. I saw her out and about in New York all the time when I lived there.
Such a New Yorker.
I think that's so nice.
Yes, I think I mean, I don't know how their relationship specifically works. I think that if maybe it's like open, that could be nice. Like,
No, I don't think it needs to be open. I think you see each other regularly enough, especially when you're rich. Come on.
Well, that's true. I think that's nice once you've been in a long relationship. Like
Yes.
because I think we started long distance and I loved it because we did together and it was special in its own way. It was very hard. It was hard to start in a long distance relationship. It was hard to start dating someone you hadn't met in person. It was hard to like that was hard. I think now I'm like, we could live in different states and we'd be fine.
Yeah, because we would still talk all the time and like see each other all the time in our
But
relationship.
also we've built enough of a like, I don't need, even if I'd want to talk to you every day.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to you every day. Like I would miss you, but that would be the only part of it that it wouldn't feel like
I'd be like, is she cheating? Is she,
or even just down to connecting with you. It's like when you've been together a certain amount of time, it's like, what could break that connection? Now this is speaking from just a hypothesis because I have never done this with you.
Yeah.
But I do feel like if we went, I don't know, like when we go out with friends, like you've been on trips with friends where you're gone for a week and we don't really talk a ton while you're doing that because neither of us are like, we need to call each other right before bed every single night because we just know we've been together long enough that I'm kind of like, I don't need to see you to feel connected to you.
Yeah.
But I think that can be a fun tip. I don't think it's necessarily necessary. Although I've heard people who, when they're younger, they're in long distance relationships and it's a really kind of good hack to be like, I get to be in a relationship that I love while I'm young, but I also get kind of that single life a little bit.
Like in college or something.
Yeah, not in dating, not like you're dating around, but you get to spend a lot of time with friends and I think that's nice. So I think long distance has benefits.
Judith Light certainly thinks so.
But I also am like, but also what could it be like if you had a partner who equally loved New York? Because I think that's something that I love.
Judith, we'd love to have you on the show.
Because I think that is, this sounds so silly, but one thing that I think is really strong in our relationship is our love for California.
Oh, we love California.
I love California. We love it. Like, I love California. We always are like, oh, we got to travel within California. We love talking about California.
On a drive, looking at the palm trees, listening to California by Phantom Planet. Come on.
I'm going to kill this. I'm going to kill it. It's like 80th time it's fallen off. It's really, I don't know why yours doesn't do it.
Sorry, babe. Kendall's microphone bottom keeps falling off. If you can't see it.
Sorry, my bottom mic keeps falling off. I feel like we enjoy living here so much and then building our California life. Like we love being like building our lives in California is so special for us.
Yeah.
So I also am kind of like, I don't know.
As
Could
they
be
say,
nice.
I wish they all could be California girls.
They do say that.
Thank you so much for listening. Happy Monday. And don't forget, as always, this is an independently made and produced podcast just made by me and Kendahl. So like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us out. Make sure to follow us on social media and go join our Patreon where you can get...
Sorry, I got so excited.
Whoa.
You said Patreon. I said, we got a ton of good stuff on the Patreon.
Hit it, queen.
We got great stuff over there. We've got extra episodes. We have just random videos too. Sometimes we'll post, like I'm thinking about doing a little review of all the books I've read this year. Say things like that if you're interested. Just extra stuff. We've got photos of our dog on there. We've got prompts. And you always get like access to who the guests are going to be early. You get first, go at questions that you want to send in. It's really a great place. And there's a group chat there where we all chat and hang out. So it's super fun.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. I just had to scream about that.
No, I think that's perfect. You said exactly what I was going to say, and I think that's perfect. Leave your perfect relationship tips down below, or let us know your favorite celebrity couples, and we'll talk about them later.
All right. Well, have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.